What's going on, everyone? And welcome to the first ever recording for the Blasianship Couple. We have finally done it. It's going to be an amazing session. I want to thank you firstly for deciding to listen to us. We are a multicultural, multi-race, in-love couple who have decided to do some podcast information and content to really help you guys out with relationships, because we believe that we don't have all the answers, but we definitely think we've got a point of view that'll benefit most people. And today we're going to just literally have a conversation and talk like we usually do. So introduce ourselves. My name is Kimron.
And
Pleased
I'm
to meet you.
Emily.
Oh, you see, you just jumped in there, baby. Didn't give me a chance to even finish, did you? Huh? I just jumped in straight. See what I mean? See what I mean sometimes, huh? She just jumps into the conversation. I'm joking. Let's start again. My name is Kimron,
And I'm Emily.
and we, like I said, decided to start this podcast because we know there's couples out there that have these type of conversations and don't have answers. And even today, we just had dinner with another couple, and it just reminded us so much how similar we are in our thinking, but also how much couples and other women were losing the battle to have a really great relationship. So, sweetheart, let's just start it off. We're not going to have a particular topic. We're just going to talk and then title this later on. But I decided to record because Emily said something to me randomly while I was trying to do some work. Do you want to repeat what you said, sweetheart?
I say that since we got together, I feel like I am more feminine than how I used to be.
Right. So, for context, if you guys have just experienced us, stumbled across this podcast, you're probably wondering who these two people are. Now, from my pictures, you can clearly probably see that I am black. A quick history about myself: I'm actually black Caribbean. My island is Grenada, which is the West Indies, the second to last island in the Caribbean. But I grew up in the UK from the age of 7. So hence why my UK accent, but I am pretty much Caribbean through and through with a bit of London in me. Emilia?
And I am Indonesian, but I have a Chinese, Arab, and Indonesian blood in me. So I'm 3/4
But how are
Chinese.
you raised though? How were you raised?
Yeah.
What's your culture?
I'm 3/4 Chinese, and the rest is like Indonesian. So I'm raised in a Chinese household.
Yeah, very, very,
Chinese
very
household.
Chinese
Yeah.
household. Yeah, just for context, so you guys can understand where we're coming from with this. We both reside in Bali, Indonesia. I've been there for 2 years myself, and I've experienced so many different things compared to what I might have experienced in Western worlds, and hence why I just think this is going to be a really good conversation. So, darling, so you said, you feel more in your feminine since you've been with me. Do you want to elaborate more on that?
All right. So I used to be this tomboy girl who likes to fight people, to be honest.
Right.
And I used to be very angry, and then I used to be like kind of feminist when I'm like, I don't like man, I don't need man, I can protect myself, I can do this, I can do that, and that brings out masculine energy in me because I feel like, oh, okay, I can deal with all the shit myself, I don't need the help.
Right.
But since I got with you, like actually from the first time we met, before we met actually, when you asked me to go out, I was already like in my feminine energy because I let you decide on what we're gonna do and what we're gonna go
Right.
that day. Yeah.
Okay.
And that makes me feel for the first time, oh, this is how it feels to be with someone who knows what he's doing.
Right. How do you? Because we're gonna react to a video soon that you haven't seen yet, right? We won't do it in here, but if you guys wanna see the visuals of this, we're gonna launch this on our YouTube channel, the Blasianship Couple. Just go on YouTube at Blasianship Couple. Make sure you follow us also on Instagram, Blasianship Couple, and you can see the visuals to the video we're gonna react to. But this idea of being your feminine, like, why is that important? I think for context, I think we need to understand it's also culturally ingrained in you, is it not, compared to a Western woman who has feminism thrown at them, and they believe they're equal to everyone and they should have choice. And I want to take this away. It's not about women not having choice. This is not women not being able to still be a boss babe. This isn't a take away anything that makes a woman feel like a woman. Like from your point of view, why is it important to even be, feminine or be in your feminine energy?
I think actually this topic is kind of linked to the YouTube video that we did before on your channel, or
Oh, my
was it?
channel.
No,
Yeah, we did it on my channel. Yeah.
your channel or the
Oh,
Indonesian
we've always
woman?
done we've always done my channel. Yeah.
Yeah. So
At Kimron Gilbert, shameless plug.
yeah. All right. Like you said, it's also the cultural thing, right?
Right.
Of course, Indonesian or Asian woman, to be honest, is more into this type of like housewife, or maybe like take care of home, not going to work, especially for Indonesian woman. So we we tend to do whatever it is from home, like cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, take care of the kids, take the kids to school and stuff like that. And the husband or the man, they go to work, provide for the family. That's how it is,
So the
right?
old school idea of the woman stays home, looks after the kitchen, and the guy goes bring home the cheese. So,
Yeah.
so you tell me that's an Asian or Indonesian culture?
Well, I cannot speak Asian in general because I've never lived there, but
What do you mean,
Indonesian,
darling? You live in Asia. What are you talking?
I mean like Singaporean, or like Singaporean woman, or maybe Thai woman. I don't know.
So you're talking about other Asian cultures, so Asian, not Asian as a whole.
Yeah, other
Okay.
Asian culture.
Right, okay, fine. Okay. I can accept that. By the way, if you're hearing the noises, we've got two dogs in the room with us and they're getting freaky. I think they want to be involved in the podcast too. We'll have to kick them out. Go on, baby.
Yeah, so I think because of that, we are Asian woman, Indonesian specifically, is different than Western woman.
Let me throw something at you, right? So I recently saw this YouTube short. I was doing some research. And in it, they were saying, so Western women were saying men are leaving Western countries, going to third world, undeveloped countries with uneducated women who are submissive because men can't handle strong, independent women. What's your take on that?
What's my take on that?
Yeah,
All right, so there is nothing wrong with being a boss babe, strong, independent, yeah, and smart, educated, whatever it is.
right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But there is also important for women to understand that we are women for a reason, and we are a woman because we are a woman, and you cannot deny that fact.
So let me just add another layer to that, only because it's a Western problem. Okay? Is that at the moment, in places, mostly America, of course, and all over the world right now, there is a massive problem about identifying what a woman is. And you've just said, well, it's a woman. But right now, we have men in drag, they're wearing women's clothes, still with penises, identifying as women. So right now, Western women, their battle is to just be seen as a woman because you have men coming in their spaces feeling like women, and you have all these different transgender names and penguins and all this weird shit that even wants to identify with and forget normal biology, which is there are men and there are women, male and female. That is, right? So can we elaborate that with that information? Whereas a woman nowadays in Western world, they don't even know what a woman is in Western world. So do you feel that also contributes to the problem that they have? There's this misidentification to what a woman is, and what a woman's role is if their main argument is they're fighting men who are trying to be women.
Okay, so to me, I'm just gonna go to the base. Yeah, a woman is a woman when you have a womb, when you can have babies. Then it's a woman.
But that's not necessarily a woman because most women don't have wombs, and most women can't have babies. So you can't differ. You can't. I'm just being devil's
I
advocate.
know. No, it doesn't matter even that you can have baby or not, or you have womb or not. Because some women they got sterilized, but
Right.
you had it. You had the womb.
Right.
And the woman who cannot have baby, but because of like maybe some what's the name, baby? Maybe some
Surgical problems, yeah.
surgical problems. But
Yep.
but you are born with a reproductive system.
So what you're saying then is, just so I can paraphrase and just get this right, a woman is someone who, by nature,
have
is
the
nature is by the nature alone, they are able to have babies, whether
Yes.
they can or cannot,
Yes.
because of medical
Yes.
or other reasons.
yes
In their nature, they can have a baby.
yes
So that's what a woman is.
yeah
Okay, so if you don't naturally are able to have a uterus, able to have a womb, able to have periods, whatever it is, you're not a woman.
no.
Okay. Okay.
Doesn't matter if you're like maybe I'm not dissing anybody. I'm not dissing
Fuck that. Their feelings doesn't matter because
Yeah.
everyone has feelings.
I'm not dissing anybody. I'm not hating on transgender or whatever thingy. But if you do not have that reproductive system, doesn't matter what you want to be called, you are not a woman.
Okay, fine. So let's not stick to that too much then. Okay.
Yeah.
So back onto the original problem then. That's the first thing they face. I'm just being devil's advocate here. So what does it mean then for them? Because you just said you need to remember you're a woman. Well, they're battling men to be a woman, so the identity of a woman. Okay, so if your identity is woman to have a womb, so what? Every woman does that. So what's the role? That's their nature. Do you see what I mean? A woman, by choice or not choice, has reproductive organs of a woman. You're assigned that at birth, right? So how does that make them a woman? Do you see what I mean? How does that go back to what your point is? I'm only just being devil's advocate.
Yeah,
I
it's
think we
fine.
clearly explain these things, you know?
All right, so woman with a reproductive system, I'm talking about biologically
Right,
thingy, okay?
right.
But what makes a woman is their feminine energy.
Right.
And that is by choice.
So what about feminine gay people? Are they
Fem-
in feminine energy? Feminine trans people, feminine gay people. Does that make them woman?
No.
Why?
You're just feminine.
Okay, but is that the same thing?
No.
Why?
Because feminine is how you represent yourself,
Okay.
and woman is your gender.
So just so because I want to
Like
follow
I said,
this as
like
well.
I said, I am a woman, but because I did not know how it is to be a feminine woman, and I haven't
Right.
met anybody that makes me feel that I can be in my feminine, then I'm a masculine. Does it mean that I'm a man?
Right.
No. That's
Okay.
what I mean, yeah.
So what you mean is women need to be feminine women, to be
Yes.
specific.
Yes.
So what we're talking about here is women who are in their feminine energy.
Yes.
Right. Just for clarification,
Yes.
because we can be lost with all these stupid pronouns.
Yeah.
Nonsense. So feminine biological women, they need to learn, if in your opinion, to be feminine. But why should they? Because most men nowadays, like we discovered, you met B today.
Yeah.
We'll tell a story in a minute. I think it's an interesting story to tell. But you met him today and you saw the similarities. We're not the same by any means, but there are certain qualities there that you saw, right? I would have handled that situation differently because that wouldn't have happened to me in the first place. But we'll go there in a second. So why should a woman want to, quote unquote, submit or be feminine to most men who are also in their feminine or don't know how to hold feminine space? What do you think about that?
Well, that's why it's not easy, like for me personally, based on my own experience and journey, it's really hard. It was really hard for me to submit to a man, like I said, after before I met you.
Right.
That's why when you took control for our first date, it was impressive for me. And because of your masculine energy, take charge, take control on maybe it's a simple thing as a date, that naturally makes me, like be on my feminine because I let you, I let you because you take control in a very, like very calm, like easy way. You're not forcing me. You're not talking like, I'll deal with everything. You don't need to know. Like, I'm handling this. I'm the man. You're not like that. But instead, you just say that, let me take care of it. You just chill. You do not need to think about it. You don't need to stress, you know? It's my part. That makes me trust you. That makes me feel comfortable being in my feminine. That's what I mean.
Do you think that's just you though? Or because as a man, well, as a man, I'm not going to put a label to myself because I just think it's stupid, but I think I need to be able to
Sorry.
I need to be able to explain or help people to understand the difference of what we're talking about here. But in my previous question, I was saying about a man that's able to contain, a woman's femininity. So my point is that not just for yourself, but I guess to help other people who are currently trying to struggle with finding the right partner. Because actually, someone messaged, had a message on my Instagram actually from a comment, and a girl was saying that she finds it difficult to date men because it doesn't matter how good looking they are, how much money they are, they forget all that and they try to go with a guy, but he pretends. And afterwards, he turns out to be a douchebag after a couple of weeks once he gets to the JJ, right? Because obviously, most men are being taught this by these other idiot men. Because they're saying women are bad, just use them for pussy. And women are meeting these guys, and now they have this conflict because now you have two groups of people who don't trust each other, right? So my point is to help other people. How would you help them to differentiate between a man who's dominant and a man who's confident? Because some people will come across me and think I'm dominant. Well, I am, but I'm not controlling. So what would be the advice you would have? What was the difference for you to assert or to understand that I'm just being I'm holding a container for you versus telling you what to do?
Yeah, like, all right, so the easy way to explain this is like, you let me be me,
Right.
but like, you lead me in a very good way. So when I'm like making mistake or slacking a little bit, you hold me accountable. So I stay in this what's the name, in this container. So
Right.
I'm not like like go all over the place and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important for most people to understand that, though.
And also, why most men? Because like we talk about in the other podcast, men need to be emotionally
Intelligent,
intelligent, because if not, they're not gonna understand that female is
emotional being,
that woman
or
is
emotional being.
are emotional beings. That's why they're like, why are you so emotional? Like, you should not be like that. Why are you like so dramatic? La 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 la. Because we are women, and most men, when they do not know about it, they're not gonna be a good
Partner. No,
partner. Yeah.
I know. This is what we're trying to help you guys out with. So I think it's so important, if you're in a relationship as a woman, let me ask you a question, and sweetheart, and then we'll tell a story about today, why I think it's so important. What do you think is important for someone listening to this podcast now that's either in an interrelational relationship, just any relationship, thinking about getting a relationship, just left a relationship? What advice would you give that woman? Because you came from that same situation yourself, and now you're with me. I don't want it to be about me, just from yourself as a woman. What if you had 5 minutes to talk to yourself 2 years ago, what would you say to yourself about what you learned? So what would be the advice you'll give someone who's at that pass in their life where they either breaking up from something, moving on to something, healing from something, so they can move on positively? What would you say to them? Or to your old self?
So if I was talking to myself 2 years ago, I would say that you will need to put yourself first.
And what does that mean, man?
Yeah, so put yourself first means that you put your happiness over anything, and then you put your mental health over anything. Because I realize that when we are not comfortable in our inner self, we're not happy, we're not enjoying our own company, then we cannot whatsoever accept any good or bad energy that comes from the outside.
Right. Right. So Yeah, you're saying to people they should heal, love themselves. Like, what exactly are you saying?
Yes, heal, because like me personally, I came from a devastated background. Yeah, I had a bad experience. I had a bad marriage, and then I had a not. I'm not gonna say anything bad about my ex partner, but yeah, it was not the type of like relationship that I want to have. So, but at that time when we were still together, I put him and others' opinion first, which was my parents, because in my country, in my culture, when you separated, especially when you are already married, that's a bad thing. So just because I tried to save my parents from any bad opinions that came from out there, and also I tried to hold on to my ex, hoping that everything was gonna be okay, I forgot that I am actually the one that need to be helped.
Right.
Yeah, and heard. But I didn't put myself first. That's why I was in the deep shit. And after everything done, then of course it's normal for me to sad. It's normal for me to be down. You know, like not feeling doing anything, stressed, depressed, whatever it is. But I realized that I don't want to be in that situation. So I told myself what I gotta do to not be like this. You know, it's just simple. Like I didn't say that, oh, I want to be happy, I want to be with someone who understands me. No, my my request for myself is what I gotta do to be not like this. So I started to journal, went to therapy. Of course, like in Indonesia, when you go to therapy, you're crazy. And that's why people are not aware about mental health,
Of course.
because they think if you go to a psychiatrist or a
Crazy.
therapy, you're crazy. Yeah, but I was not on the same page with other people. I
Right.
feel like I need help. Whenever at that time I had a question that I cannot answer myself, I went to someone who is expertise in that field. So I went to therapy. My therapist said that I need to journal. I need to, like think about whatever it is. Like because I'm an artist. My therapist said that you should like try to draw anything just to keep your mind focused. Like set your whatever it is that make you happy. Like if you like music, listen to music. If you like whatever it is, do it.
Right.
Do whatever that's you. Because for all these years, I didn't do me.
Right.
It was in my marriage, I didn't do me. When I was a kid, my parents were like, oh, you should do this course, like piano course, like do this, do that. I listened to them, I didn't do me. So for the first time in my life, 2 years ago, I started to do me. And that made a huge impact.
Right.
And that's why, because I listened to myself, I did me, and then I healed. Then, when I met you, I'm already a clean canvas. I do not have any.
Do you believe that though? Honestly?
Yes, I do.
Honestly?
Honestly, yeah.
I'll ask you that again.
Yeah.
Honestly. Do you feel like you came like a clean canvas? And I'm looking at you and I'm asking you to be honest. Because we had a cinnamon situation. Do you honestly believe that you came with a clean canvas? And again, this comes down to accountability. I'm only saying this because we have open, honest communication, right? Someone asks you again, do you honestly believe? And you can say yes. You don't have to, if you believe it, then you believe it. But I have to question that because we have what happened
Yeah,
in
yeah.
cinnamon. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. So yeah, of course, like at one time, sometimes like things come back. Like the past memory that happened come back, and then I do it again.
Right.
But I cannot say that I'm a clean canvas. Sorry. So Of course, like bad things still impact me
Right, that's what I mean.
sometimes, yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes, but how I handle things,
Right.
it's different. Because like if I was me 2 years ago, how I handled that situation, I will not be like that. And like I said to you, it will make things worse.
Right. Right.
But I didn't do it because I know, oh, before I did this, and it
But
didn't
only
work anymore.
happened because of how I handled the situation. Though, if I had escalated it,
Yes,
started
yes.
shouting back and being a
Yeah, that's
dick,
why it's a two ways thingy,
of
because you
course.
were calm, and I did not want to challenge you to make things worse,
Right.
but if you were shouting at me or whatever it is, and I was still me 2 years ago, then things
Of
will
course.
go crazy.
So would you say then? Oh crap! Sorry, Wilson. I just stepped on a dog. Sorry, buddy. Would you say that that is down to the man really? How the tone?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why this is what I mean by
Come on.
woman needs to be in the in the feminine energy.
Right.
Woman needs to be in their feminine energy, but also this. All right, so woman be in a feminine energy is the result of a man who knows how to be in their masculine energy.
Right. Okay. I
A
understand.
healthy masculine energy, not the
Right.
alpha or controlling or
High value
the
stuff.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Superior stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The dominating stuff. I get it. I get it. So what you're saying then is it's about a healthy masculine. All right. So let's talk about quickly what happened today then. So I asked Amelia to reach out to one of her associates who has a clothing brand because I'm be soon starting up my clothing brand, and he's got quite a lot of connections. Be the plug, as we call him, and he brought along. I didn't know he was bring along his girlfriend. He brought along his girlfriend, Russian girl. I say Russian because it's important to understand the cultural differences. If I just said an Indonesian, it would have been different as well. And great conversation, great time. We had a lot to talk about, and nights wrapping up, about to go, and then that conversation. She started to mention that one of his friends sent her dick pics. So me and Amelia both stayed quiet because I was like, okay, thinking this will be resolved. It's an easy situation, but it turned out it wasn't, right? And he was like, I didn't even know he was doing that. One, and then two, she was like saying to him, "Oh, you need to tell him to stop sending it." And his response was very similar to my response ish when he tried to prank me about a guy in your DMs. But there's other things he didn't handle that either way I would have handled. Everyone's different, and everyone's the same. But her response and your response would have been a lot different because we had to both school her. We both said to her, I think you wasn't there, it's like, we're not going to tell you that you need to
Do
block
anything.
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We like the all right, so the boyfriend or the husband or whatever it is, your partner do not need to tell you that, oh, well, insecure men will
insecure men would.
yeah.
Insecure men would be like, delete him.
Delete
Show me
him.
the videos. Show me
Or
the
even
pictures.
or even
Call him up
call him, or
and
even
make sure, yeah.
try
Text him.
to find that guy
Oh, really?
and then talk,
Wow.
because that's actually like just some
Context?
intermezzo, yeah.
Yeah.
This happened a month ago, I think. There's a couple in Jakarta. They're very young. And then the girl said to the guy that this particular man, like texting her or whatever it is, trying to like get to her. The boyfriend, came to the guy, and then because the boyfriend is older than the young guy, he kicked the shit out of the guy, and then tortured him, and then kick his neck and everything, and he's paralyzed right now in the hospital.
Right.
And it's a huge case in Indonesia,
Oh, okay.
because the guy who did that is the son of someone important in Indonesia.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so that's the example
Right.
of insecure, arrogant men who think they are an alpha who think they are a dominance, but actually they're
Insecure, weak man.
insecure,
Very insecure.
very weak men.
Very, very weak
Yeah.
man. Yeah. So that's interesting because I know, most people would, like when you try to prank me, they'll get very jealous. I'm not one to get jealous for various reasons because I understand what I understand. And just like your friend said to his girlfriend, he's like, well, one, he didn't know about it. To me, that's a red flag for me. If a guy sends you a dick pic and you don't tell me about it, I'll be curious why you haven't told me about it. Because values again. So
Honesty.
yeah, honesty and values. Say to, hey babe, by the way, this guy sent me a dick pic, and then what would your next response be? So if someone sent you a dick pic, you send me the picture, and then what would your next response be?
If someone send me a
Yeah,
dick pic, I'll tell you.
and then what would your next response be?
My next response,
Yeah,
I'm gonna block him.
right. And that's what I mean. She didn't get that. She didn't get that she needed to block the guy. And she showed us message after message after. What was the message she said? Oh, he messaged her. I said, what do you do? And she's like, oh, I'm eating. I'm thinking, why would you have a conversation with someone like that for? Like, I wouldn't. It's weird. To me, it's weird. It's weird because they're not a friend. They've already sent you a dick pic. They clearly they want something with you. You are entertaining that person. For me, if my girlfriend was doing that, it's inappropriate for me because there's certain things you can have conversations. I don't care about who you talk to, but if a guy's clearly violated the rules of your relationship and you're still entertaining that, that's on you as
Yeah.
a person. But you can talk to. I don't care who you talk to. It doesn't bother me. Because we have levels of communication there, and it has to be trust until you break it.
Yeah.
Right?
But also, it's the same thing gonna be happen to me with you though. If someone tried to do whatever it is with you,
Right.
like for example, the girl that you used to date, like she
Oh
texted
yeah.
you, you tell
Oh
me,
yeah. I
right?
did. Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
I say,
I should
babe,
contact her.
just text her
So
back.
here's the story. Here's the story. So I was dating
Text
this
her
girl
back.
before me and Amelia got together, and it wasn't that serious, but obviously more serious for her. I was dating her for about a month maybe, and I then had my Vipassana, and I met Amelia 2 days before my Vipassana, and I went in, and when I came out, obviously, I wanted to still continue getting to know Amelia and so forth, and I was still obviously dating other people, and I told you as well. Did I not tell you? I
Yes.
said to you, hey, you asked me, and I said to you, well, look, I'm still dating other people because I don't want to get into a relationship quite yet. I just came out of one, and I don't fancy just jumping into another one. I'm not doing it. And I was very honest with you.
And also, you explain that this is what you do for work.
This is also what I do.
Yeah.
This is what I do. I help men to really understand relationships. So I still have to talk to women. I still have to go through the experience, or else I won't know what I'm talking about. And I made that very clear to you. And you could have made a decision, that's not for me, or it's for me, and that's your decision to make.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, so when we decided to be in a relationship, obviously cut everything off, but this wasn't something I deemed enough for me to cut off. There was nothing to cut off as far as I was concerned. When she started stalking me and you, I guessed someone made a comment. I posted something about letting something go, and the same person posted a long ass comment about she saw the guy she really cared about on the beach holding his girl's hand, but seeing how happy he was. And it's so funny because I thought it was my ex-girlfriend, because that same day we bumped into her. Well, I saw her on the beach, and we went down and sat next to her pretty much. I don't really care. But so I thought it was her. But I'm like, well, not really, because I think she doesn't care. Why would she bother doing that for? And I had suspicions it might have been this girl, And then she messaged, and then I haven't reached out to her, no, because I don't see the point. I don't see the point. I don't see the point. But again, it's about communication and trust.
I know. And the reason why I asked you to at least reply her is just to me because I'm a woman. Of course, I'm operating in a very emotional way. Like I feel that if I was that girl, I will demand a reply.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you know what? Like I can be very openly and then very, like we have this as a conversation. I'm
Yeah.
not jealous. I'm not nothing because again, I trust you, and thank you for telling me because you can easily not telling me that she DM'd you
Right.
very easily because I didn't like even though you logged in to your Instagram from
You could
my
have saw it exactly.
phone, I
Yeah.
can saw it, but
Yeah.
I did not do it. Because I can easily find out if I went through your phone,
Of
but
course.
no, went through your Instagram,
Yeah.
but I didn't do it. So
Okay.
you're telling me that you are very trustworthy.
No, yeah, as you know, so I've logged in my personal Instagram account onto her phone, so because it's not about nothing to hide, it's just that the case of matching your values with people. And if you don't match your values, things become very difficult, I've found out. So try to keep things simple. So after that interaction with that couple today, and I said to her, look, he said to her, same thing. He's like, why would I tell you what to do? Like, what did you say? I can't stop people from DMing you. But if you're going to be responding back to people for attention, what's going on? We have to tell her. She didn't get it. She just did not get it. She just didn't get that that's not on, that you don't respond back to people because no one's taught her this. Because for her, there's nothing, I don't blame people for what they do, but I will be questioning you if I've educated you and you still do it. Do you see what I mean? Like if she still goes ahead and so messages people or has people messaging her, for me, that's suspect. But I wouldn't date someone like that. I personally wouldn't date someone like that. If that's what you do, and don't tell me about these things, to me, it doesn't match my values, that's all. I'm not saying she's a bad person, it's just not for me. I'd rather date someone that matches my values and keeps my life easier. So I just think as we continue this journey, everyone continues their journeys. The number one thing you have to really understand, it doesn't matter if you're married, you are getting divorced, in a relationship, single, is that relationships are not meant to define you. A lot of everyone tries to be defined. This is my partner. This is my better half. This is the love of my life. And I just think it's so much nonsense, because no one truly ever, and I don't know, we'll talk about this in the next episode. I don't believe anyone truly loves someone. Truly. Now, that might be different since I met you, because you're weird. Right? Your love is weird.
What do
Right?
you mean?
No, because you said you fell in love with me the first day.
Yeah.
Weird to me. It's weird. Because I take at least 90 days. I take at least 90, and I want to see every aspect before I even allow myself to want to fall for someone because of what I know. Right? Doesn't mean that's how I live my life, but because of what I know, when I haven't been proven wrong. So until I get proven right, why should I do things differently? Do you see what I mean? It's like if I had an ATM card, and every time I went to ATM, if I put $10 in, I get 100 out. If I always do that, guess what I'm going to expect? It always give me $100. Until it stops giving me $100, why should I expect any different?
Yeah,
Makes sense, right? Remember, I'm logical.
I know. But also, there's a saying, when you know that he or she is the one, then that's
Of
how I
course.
feel
When you
the
know, you
first
know.
time. Yeah, when you know.
So
The
you
first
saying I'm
time.
the one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Why do you think? Why is that? Maybe that's another podcast.
Why I think you're the one, I explained to you already. Yeah. So, me.
You're gonna actually tell me this right now.
Huh?
You're gonna tell me this right now. You leave it for the other podcast. You wanna tell me? Go right ahead.
No.
Let
If
the
if you
listeners
if you wanna keep keep
keep them going.
the thingy going, then yeah.
I don't think they care why you love me, baby. They more care about what their life is. But I think you can always help people to really understand if they know what they know. My problem is that I help men. So if you guys are wondering, I help men to understand their awakened masculinity, understand their purpose, understand themselves, and then build their kingdom. That's what I do. That's my mission in life. And I see a lot of men struggle because they're so focused on women, what women do, the nature of women, and all the other stuff that they
And
complete.
what they think woman wants.
Yeah, and then they learn all this game shit. They learn all these stupid tactics from these guys. Like, it's sort of post I posted on my thingy. There's this one guy. Let me do it now because it was so pathetic. I had to repost it and be like, guys, don't listen to men like this. This is retarded. So this is what a guy wrote, and he says, signs you have low testosterone. Okay, so let me tell you what a guru that has over 300,000 followers and loads of engagements writes. Three real signs of low testosterone: urge to simp and pedestalize women, put women on a pedestal, calling names, whining, taking offense easily, letting your girl hang around with other men, is signs of low testosterone.
Huh?
Letting your girl hang around with other men.
What the hell?
These are 3 real signs of testosterone.
What the
Do
hell?
you understand? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this is why most of these men are struggling, because of morons like this.
What?
Morons.
The point number 3 is so dumb.
Morons.
So dumb.
So I
Sorry.
responded back to him like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why are you teaching people this shit for? It's dumb. Testosterone is not an emotional thing. It's a physical
And
thing.
biological thing.
It's a physical thing. It's not even just biological, but the signs are physical. You know, you have low energy, so forth. It's nothing to do with if you urge to simp, if you name call people, or if you let your girl hang with people. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Idiots, idiots. So this is why most men struggle, baby, because they read this. Come on, so go over there. They read this, don't put it on the bed, okay? Don't put the dog on the bed. They read this and they think this is what manliness is about, is that you don't simp, you don't call, you don't moan or whine, and you don't let your girl hang around with other men. This is a sign of an emotionally weak man, and this is the problem. So we are here, ladies and gentlemen, because we are done with society's views on what masculinity is and what relationships should be. Because we go out all the time and we see how people have the relationship. When we go out, I have a rule, right?
No phones.
No phones on the table.
Anything that's on your phone is can wait.
Watch the dog with the microphone,
Yeah.
sweetheart.
So anything that anything on your phone can wait. Whoever texts you can wait. Whoever call you can wait.
You can wait.
But we need to cherish and enjoy our time together.
Our time, because you go out, you see, I'm sure you guys probably listen to this. How when you go out with your friends and go out with your partner or parents, and then everyone's on their phone. How many times I point out this to you? I point this out to you all the time.
All the time, yeah.
And we see it more and more and more. It's just people, and whenever she gets lost, she'll, babe, let me show you something. She'll go on the phone and actually don't show me what she meant to show me. I'll be like, babe, what are you doing? Oh yeah, I need to show you, because that's how easy the phone is. So I have a couple of rules in our relationship that make sure that we focus on ourselves. And the usual rules are very simple. So if you want to understand how to have a more fulfilling relationship, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. Make sure you go to our YouTube, the Blasianship Couple. That's Blasianship Couple, all one word, on Instagram as well, and on TikTok, to find more of our content. And just let us know how you're enjoying this content as well. We're definitely going to be changing the way things are, because I think a lot of people could be happier if they understood some of the things we understand. Again, we're not saying we're perfect, but we definitely think there's a formula. Considering where we are and the feedback you give me and the things that I've learned and the things that I teach, I think it benefit people a lot. And this is why we're doing what we're doing, because we want to see better relationships. We want to see more people happy. We want to see women with men they want to be with, and men with women they want to be with. Just be fucking happy with who you are with. Just stop picking wrong people. And it sounds so simple. People aren't able to do so because they're not aware of what they need to be aware of. And that's our mission, is to help you be aware of what it is to have a healthy relationship. All right, cool. Well, look, anything else you want to add, babe, before we sign off?
I think that's it. Again, I'm gonna underline this thing. It's very important for you to put you first.
Yep.
Put yourself first. Be happy with who you are.
Yep.
Love yourself. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your own company before you jump into anything. Either it's friendship or relationship. And then number 2, you need to be able to find who you are as a person, understand your value, and then you need to find out what type of value in another person that you want to find in as your partner. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah. So with that, you can, if you're matched with someone who share values with you, then everything will be easier.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to change someone to fit in your value.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. It's I guess as we talk about this more, you're starting to understand it a bit more, aren't you? My philosophies and things. We share these philosophies. Absolutely, I'll leave it as that. I think there's no more that I could add to that. But I want to sign off with our trademark. Way of signing off could be our trademark. It's just to stay happy. Stay happy, guys. Stay fulfilled. Stay together. and definitely stay happy in whatever you do. And we should see you on the next podcast. Let us know how you enjoyed this. Make sure you share this with anyone else you think needs this, and we'd love to hear your feedback. If you want to be involved as well and let us know what our next subject should be, just send us a message.
Drop us questions.
Yeah, drop us a question on Instagram, drop us a question on YouTube, drop us a question on TikTok, and we will see you on the next episode. We want to do a weekly episode for now and see whether or not we should increase later on. All right. With that, we say see you later. Ciao.
Ciao.